this show, we are going to be discussing one of the most, requested for video, and the topic is we're going to be talking about pregnancy, the journey of pregnancy. We're going to be talking about being a first-time mom, what to expect, and what not to expect, and others. So if you've been longing to watch or to know these tips, please do stay tuned to the end. And on today's episode with me, I have with me Grace Women of God. To my right side, I have Mrs. Grace Nuhu, one of the most, the best fashion designers you can find in the Niger State. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
And to my left ear, I have with me Dickiness Abalaka Doggers. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Today we are going to be talking about pregnancy and the journey of pregnancy. I know many people just assume that when you get married, the next thing is to have a big stomach. That's pregnancy. But is that what pregnancy is really all about, Mommy?
Wow, thank you for inviting me. I'm so excited to be here. It's a privilege. Looking at the topic before us this afternoon, pregnancy, the journey, what to expect, what not to expect. Actually, pregnancy is an exciting moment. Yes.
Okay, so how about you?
The journey, how pregnancy be like. I didn't really wrap my head around that thought when I was about getting married, but I knew for sure, yes, I was going to get pregnant, I was going to give birth, but I didn't have the pregnancy idea, the pregnancy journey, the blood tummy, in fact, every of the pregnancy. I didn't really think about it, but what I knew was that surely I was going to get pregnant, and I was going to
have a big stomach. Okay, so speaking of a big stomach, is pregnancy just about having a big stomach? What is that journey like, please? She's the latest mom that we have on the show today. So what was your journey like? You are still fresh. You have a good fresh knowledge. What was your journey like? What did you see? And like, is this how it is? What was your journey like?
Okay. During the pregnancy, the first 3 months, it wasn't that tough. It wasn't that some people will be in the hospital for the whole pregnancy journey or the whole 3 months. But for me, I was healthy, but the vomiting and not eating well was actually the problem for the first 3 months. Then going on to the 5-6 months thereabout, I was okay. I was eating well. In fact, I was sleeping. I was doing my work. I was doing every other thing. But going to delivery.
Wait, we'll come back to delivery.
Okay.
Let's not talk about delivery yet.
Okay, so the journey was, for me, it was awesome. It was awesome. Apart from the first 3 months where I had to not eat some certain things that I want to eat and not being able to keep them in my tummy and throw up all the time.
Okay, Mom, what was your first 3 months like?
Yeah, before I go into that, we have 3 stages in pregnancy. The first one is the
first trimester,
the first trimester, the second trimester,
and the
third trimester. The first trimester is the first 3 months.
Yes.
That first 3 months is usually is a very crucial moment in any pregnancy. That's when the baby even forms.
Yes.
That first 3 months, very crucial. That's when the baby forms. You understand? That 3 months, it's usually difficult for some people. Let me say 85% of any pregnant woman will always have this complaint of this first trimester, issue of vomiting, issue of not being able to eat whatever you want. So many things will just be happening. You'll be so irritated. You won't be irritated. Your husband won't be irritating you at times for that first 3 months.
Yes.
After that first 3 months, we'll go to the second trimester.
But Mommy, that first trimester.
Yeah.
Doctors used to say that first trimester is the time you have to eat well for the child to develop. But whatever you take in, you can't hold it in. You not have the
second trimester to, because that
balance it up.
That's when people eat. In fact, I will cook in the kitchen. I will sit down in the kitchen and eat the food. That's the 4th month, the 5th month, and the 6th month. I will sit down. I have a stool in the kitchen. Then I will sit after cooking. I'll sit down there, eat my share before I won't take it out. Yeah. Then that's when you increase in weight. A lot of changes will take place because you eat and eat. But surprisingly, some people still can't eat.
Yes.
There are still some people that can't still eat in that second trimester.
Yeah.
You understand?
You know, for my whole first trimester here, I was vomiting every day. Both my first pregnancy and second, I was vomiting every single day, every morning like this. Especially when I go to the bathroom to brush my teeth. Oh my god. I'm always scared to even brush my teeth because I'll vomit, and the vomit is always bitter. Oh. And about the food thing, I had this best stew I used to love, locust bean stew. So I was working in Lagos then. One of my friends that works together, Titi, very good friend of mine, she prepared the locust bean stew that day. She brought it to the office for me. From the door, I told her, my dear, I returned this thing.
The smell was already.
It was choking me.
It was putting you off.
And when it was not time for that eating of food, oh my god.
Yeah.
I could eat you know what I could? I eat a loaf of bread, one at once on one sitting, and I had this very big cup. But and the funny thing was, before I got pregnant, they call me, you know, Alen Majon at home. That's someone that eats, someone that has mouth but doesn't
like
eat. So, the weight gain like this skyrocketed. It wasn't even patient with me at all. I tell you. So were there foods that you could not eat?
Actually, yeah.
Were there foods that you loved that you did not, you know, you could not eat when you were pregnant?
Yeah.
Maybe your first trimester.
Yeah, a lot.
Was it frustrating? Very
annoying. Very annoying.
But did you know about these things before you got pregnant?
No, nobody's
So
told us.
wasn't that shocking to you? That, who am I not eating this food? You were like, what is wrong
At a point, my husband was like, Abi, we should call. There's this my big mommy in Abuja.
Okay.
We should call her and ask her why is she not eating, or why is she always throwing up. I was like, I think it's part of it. I read it on Google.
Reading and reading.
It's part of it. It was like, this one is too much. But there was one day I made vegetable sauce with rice and I served it. I was so excited because it was so sweet, and I was like, let me come and eat. After I took the first and the second spoon, straight to the bathroom.
Wow.
I went to throw up. In fact, not just what I just ate, plus the ones that I did not eat. As in, I threw up everything, and I just came back and I sat down and I was looking at him. He was eating the food. He was telling me sorry. He was eating the food, and he finished everything.
There's this book.
And I was like, oh, you're eating all this. He finished everything. I was like, God. So I was like, okay, the next morning, since I can't eat it now, the next morning I'll eat it. The next morning when he was warming it, I could not stay in that room. I had to go outside.
Oh my god.
After the smell, it was like 12 in the afternoon, I came in.
Wow.
After the smell and everything, I couldn't stay.
Wow.
There's this there's this book, Every Woman. I don't know whether you know about it.
Yes.
That book was my pillow. I carry it at every period. I will read. I want to know what's going on inside of me. You know,
mine was Google.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
There was this application so that I had to download baby. I think everyone that baby center or something.
Yeah, since we have phones now. Since we have phones
that
now.
every woman. Mommy, I read that book when I was in university.
Okay.
My roommate had the book.
Okay.
So that book there's a spirit behind that book.
Okay.
Once you carry that book,
you want to
feel
finish
pregnant. As in, you feel pregnancy inside your tummy already. As in, you just feel like you're pregnant, because when I carried the book, after reading some, I was like, no, I beg, I never get.
You're not ready for it.
The book is interesting.
I just dropped
very
it.
Interesting.
So that book is very, very powerful.
Yeah, the book is very powerful.
Wow.
It's a very powerful book.
Wow. Thank you so much. So, speaking of gain weight, you gained lots of weight, right?
Personally, I gained weight, but not so much weight, because I didn't eat the way you said you consume. I didn't eat as much as that. There were some days, and even in my second trimester, there were some days because my husband goes to work, and try to eat breakfast with him when he's leaving. Sometimes after he leaves the house, I'll just be there pressing my phone till he comes back. Before I'll make dinner, then we eat together again. So I didn't get to eat so much, but still, see me now.
But you know, there was one thing that happened to me. There was a time myself and my husband went for, I think, a seminar. He went for a seminar, so I followed him. My first pregnancy. So he brought two packs of food from the seminar. He dropped it with me and said, okay, let me go back to the hospital and come. I said, see, buy another food, because I'm looking at these 2 packs and it's not possible, I cannot finish it. It's not those small ones, those big ones. I finished the 2.
Oh my god.
I finished the 2 and I finished the big Hollandia that I bought. I finished everything. When he got back, I was like, where is it? I said, I thought this was bad. And you know, it was actually surprising. I'm like, how did I finish this food? How possible? Like, you know, so when you are pregnant, you just have to. There's some things that you cannot deny yourself. You can't say, I want to lose weight. I don't want to. It just happens naturally. And the funny thing is that it's also important that men, husbands, know that these things will happen. You might have married a wife that is slim, but definitely know that there are times that this thing might change you, especially due to pregnancy. And of course, she's not the one, she didn't impregnate herself, so it's important that the men also are aware that changes are going to definitely come. So coming to mood swings, did you have mood swings during your pregnancy? Was there anything that you had to?
Well, I didn't really notice much.
Okay.
I was always excited. I had people around me, so I didn't really have such.
You should say it's also important to have people
around
you.
Yeah, I had people around. Yeah, my first pregnancy had people around me. Then the second one, I was alone with me and my husband. I was alone. In fact, at a point, my mom that stayed with me during the first, even the day I was delivering, she was in the hospital with me and she was praying. She was just praying. But the second one, I used to tell people, if pregnancy is the way I had my second child, you want to be doing it every year. Yes. I had it so smooth. Not like the first one. The first one was a female. The contraction will start. Okay, so we shouldn't go there yet.
We'll go there after the break.
Okay, we'll go there after the break. Good. I had people around me, so I didn't really have mood swing.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So we'll talk about delivery. I had 2 funny experiences.
Wow.
Very funny and exciting. I had the 2.
So we'll be going on a short break now, and when we come back, we'll be talking about delivery. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. So before we went on the break, still on the topic of pregnancy. So how did you know that you were pregnant? How did you get to know you were pregnant? Yes.
The question is for me.
Yes, your own personal experience.
My own personal experience. I missed my period. Usually I know when I will menstruate, because I had seniors. I had friends that were married even before me, so I knew. And they used to tell us that time when we were growing up as a child, as a girl, we always tell your girl child, once you start messes, don't go close to a man. You understand? Because once you don't even know when you are safe or you are not safe, you can be pregnant at any time. So I was already married. What do I expect? And after I missed my period, I said, it's like this thing has happened. And that's how I knew I was pregnant. I didn't go for pregnancy test.
Okay.
I did it.
My date, and the first day it didn't come. So the next, I said, okay, today let me just wait. So the next day, early in the morning, I used my pregnancy strip. So it showed 2 tiny red. I was like, okay. I wanted to shout. I was like, just calm down first. So I brought the second one. Yeah, it was at home. I brought the second one. I did it. It was still very, very tiny. So I kept it. So later in the afternoon, my husband came to the house to do something. So I was like, I think we need to go to the hospital. I was like, for what? I was like, calm down now. He said, for what now? I said, let's just go. He said, for what? I was like, my strip is showing 2 lines. He said, the excitement, there was no excitement, there was no, he just said, okay, let's go. Went to the hospital, I was looking at his face like, how is he feeling? Like this news, how is he feeling? But he was keeping a straight face. That my husband can pretend.
He was waiting for the doctor to confirm it before he would shout.
So we got to the hospital and we went to the lab. We got to the lab, they did blood test and the lady said, sure you've done strip? I said, yes, it's positive now. She was like, I was like, we want to confirm. He said it's the same strip they will still use. So she did the blood and it was my husband just started shouting.
So he didn't believe your own because you are not a medical person.
He just started shouting. In fact, he tipped the girl in the hospital. Nearly we drove out to the hospital. In fact, he started screaming. He picked up his phone. He called my mom. He shouted, mommy. He said, grandma, she didn't understand. I was like, yes. Grandma, she now screamed, hey, I'm a grandma. We called his mom. In fact, he beat the traffic. They had to arrest him that day.
Can you imagine what excitement?
He beat the traffic. He didn't know when he passed the traffic and they just arrested him. We went to their station from there. So it was really exciting.
Wow.
In my own, sorry, let me come. In my own love, you know that love of newly wedded is there. Then this one doubled. My baby is coming. I'm going to be a daddy. You know that kind of thing. I'm going to be a daddy, and anything I ask for, anything I ask for, they just give it to me before you know it.
So why is a waiting? Okay, so about my own, I knew 2 weeks into it. After the wedding, we went to Lagos and this particular day, what even happened to? I was just feeling funny. It was just like so. I went to do a test, and I could remember the woman gave me the paper. I'm like, I opened it. I don't understand. Like I've never had to collect a paper test before, so I was like, okay, I don't understand because there were too many
write-ups.
Exactly. So like, okay, you came for pregnancy test. I said, yes, of course I came for pregnancy. You are pregnant. I was looking, I have this baby face. So I'm sure she was looking at me like, this one girl. So like, wow. I didn't, do you know, I trekked from that hospital to my workplace. I was so excited. I was just calling on the road. I called my mom. I could hear my mom banging her leg on the road. She was just jumping and shouting, yeah, there's one. And when I called my husband was just laughing, like it was just smiling. So it's one of the most exciting moments you can have, And I pray that everyone out there that has been looking unto God for a fruit of the womb, I pray that the Lord answers your prayers speedily in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So going over to delivery, what was your? Let me start with let me start with the latest moment. What was your delivery like? What happened before, going into it and all?
So I gave birth on the 15th. On the 14th was a Wednesday. Make yam and sauce for dinner. But my husband came back early. So like, okay, let's go to church. I said, okay. I peeled the yam already. I put it in a bowl. When I come back, I'll just put it on the fire. So he went to bed. I started dressing up. So I felt wet. I was like, wet, okay. Am I now peeing on my body also? So I went to the bathroom. I eased myself. Getting up again, I felt wet again. I had to change like 2 times.
That was fast though.
I had to change I wasn't feeling anything. I wasn't feeling any pain, nothing.
Wow. The water busted.
So it was just coming out small. I was like, it's like my water has broken. He looked at me. Okay. He didn't say anything. We entered the car. I said it's like my water has broken. He said, so what do you want me to do now?
No experience.
And he said, should we go to the hospital? I said, no, let's go to church. I'm okay. I'm not feeling anything. He said, okay. So we drove from Tunga all the way, almost at after Chicken Republic.
Okay.
After Chicken Republic, almost getting to church. In fact, I just felt the release, like the water just broke finally, like the whole car seat was
Wait.
wet.
Wow.
I said, my water has broken. He said, no, we are turning. So immediately he turned, and on our way, I said, let's go home. He said, no, let's go to the hospital. I said, no, let's go home. I'm wet. I can't go like this. Got to the house. I called my mom. She said, okay, we should be going to the hospital. We got to the hospital. I was okay. I was not feeling any pain, nothing. So, doctor came. They checked me. They said, that the water has broken. No, I can't go home. So I have to stay. So luckily, I brought my bag and everything. So the doctor said he wants to check. He wants to insert some things and check to see how much. So he checked. He said, I've not started dilating or anything. And since the water has broken, in fact, they have to induce me. Because there's no more water for the baby to live in, to stay.
That's true.
So they induced me. Before then, my friends, they've told me, two of my friends, they've told me the process of inducing. I was like, that time they were telling me, I was like, my own will not be like that. My own will not be like that at all. I read that book on delivery. There's this book on delivery. I forgot the title of it.
Is it the Hebrew women's time?
Yes. So I was like, my own will not be like that. Lie. So so I went in. They induced me. I was chatting with my apprentice. She didn't know I was pregnant, or she didn't know I was in delivery or anything. She didn't know I was in hospital. I was just chatting with her. My younger sister chatted me. She's like, how far? I said, I'm fine, I'm chilling. In fact, I'm eating bread and akara. I'm okay.
Chilling with my baby.
They induced me around 8:30 or so. Around 9:30.
The drama started.
Oh my God. It started coming gradually. I was like, this pain is not here. So the nurse said she will come around 12.
Wow.
It's for 4 hours. She'll come around 12 and she will check. I said, okay. Before 11,
It was something else.
I was going crazy.
Exactly.
Oh my God. I was pulling the whole bed.
Wow.
In fact, the bed was by the wall. I would push myself to the other side of the room. As in the bed was just going.
It has a ruler.
Yes. My husband was there. He was saying, don't shout. I said, okay. I will not shout. It's paining me. Don't shout, just shout. He said, shout Jesus. Okay, I'm shouting Jesus. Jesus. Okay, it has gone down. Okay. Jesus. He was playing music all through. He was playing gospel music all through. He was there. He was with me. In fact, he tried. I'll pull him. I'll beat him. I'll say off the fan. I'll say on the fan. I say I want to ease myself. I'll run through into the labor room.
Wow. To
the toilet. In fact, I'll get to the road. I'll stop. Because the contraction will come. Yeah. I'll stop, I'll stand, I will shout. He will say, calm down. When it goes down, I'll run to the bedroom. I'll ease myself. When it was 11:30, I said, go and call the nurse. He said, the nurse said 12. And then my husband, he can be very prompt. I said, it's almost 12 now, call her. He said, no, it's not 12. I'm checking the time, don't worry. When it was 11:40 something, he went to call the nurse. Babe said, it's not time. That it must be 12. I said, this woman is wicked, oh. She's wicked, oh. She doesn't know how I'm feeling, oh. She should come. Finally, she came around 12. She checked. She said, it's not yet.
Wow.
That she have to add another one. So when she was adding it, she was just talking.
At this point, what was going on in your mind? Were you like, am I going to die? Or what was going on in your mind?
I was like, they didn't tell me this thing. I was telling him, oh, they didn't tell me this thing. Oh, they didn't tell me. Oh, they didn't tell me. In fact, I'm not doing it again.
Were you angry? Were you angry?
At the time, I was screaming at him. I was telling him to get out. I was telling him to come and fan me. In fact, there was nothing I didn't say. At a point, the nurse was like, she's going to check if it's okay. So she checked. She's all like, If it's not okay, I'll put another one. I say, they did not born you. Don't even try it. Don't try it, oh. Don't try. If I did, I was warning this woman. Till at about 3:30.
Wow.
It came coming, as in the pain and everything increased. I was feeling that pain. I was screaming. In fact, at about 3 o'clock, I was already pushing myself. It will come and I will push. I was like, I can't control it. I can't stop. So he said, okay, let me go and call the nurse. She refused to come.
Wow.
She refused to come. She said it must get to 4 a.m. because it's every 4 hours before she come. At about 3:59, I said, go and call this woman. I'm pushing already. The baby is coming. That was when she came in. When she came in, she was like, madam, you better save this your stress for pushing. For the real pushing. That you have not started.
That's how you started.
I was like, this woman is heartless. So
She's telling you the fact.
Why will you be telling me this kind of thing?
She was actually saying the fact.
But true, she was telling me the truth anyway. So she came in and immediately she looked. She was like, ah, madam, you are pushing. I said that the baby is coming already. She said, ah, I didn't tell you to push now. So she was already getting angry. So she said, ah, no. They should bring wheelchair for them to take me into the labor room because I was inside my ward. So I was like, which year? Should I go to the labor room? She said, I stood up, left my wrapper naked, I ran. I got into the labor room 4:11, according to my husband. 4:15. In fact, immediately I lied down on the bed. I was like, should I push? She said yes. And immediately I pushed. My baby came out.
Wow.
My baby came out. It was as if nothing happened.
Exactly.
The whole trauma, the whole pain, the whole drama and everything just went off like that. Just went off. So I was so excited. I was like, the baby, relieved. I felt relief. I was just, the baby, she cried. Immediately she came out, but she stopped crying. She started sleeping.
She was also tired.
She started sleeping.
Yeah, right.
So I was looking at where they kept her. I was like, she's not crying. She said, yeah, she has cried. She doesn't need to cry again. Yeah. So I was looking at her. I was so excited. Okay. So after that, I started bleeding.
Okay,
my own experience, yeah. Like I said, I had two different experiences. The first one was a girl, you know. Hers was like 12 hours, thereabouts.
4
about
9 hours.
Good. My own was 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. What happened was when I just felt it, we both ran to the hospital, you know, as first time delivery.
Wow.
And when they checked and they were like, you are not yet due, go and come back. My husband said she goes nowhere, let her remain. So they took me to antenatal ward. Yeah.
Wow.
I was taken back to antenatal ward and I sat there. I was just there waiting for when the thing would just start very well. And when the thing started, I was around 6 a.m. dilated, and they took me to the labor room. When I got to the labor room, wow, it was real drama. It was real drama. My mom was outside at the window. She was begging me, please. She was calling me by my local name, and she was like, please. She was like, please. Just a little while, just a little more time, you will be out of. I was just crying, I was screaming. I was like, is this thing like this? Oh no, what's happening here? In fact, when the woman, that time it was a drip.
I think they still.
Yes, I was induced.
That.
They gave me drip. The
They
first drip finished. I was already going nuts. They now came and put the second one. I said, you want to kill me? For heaven's sake, you want to kill me? And I removed the drip from the handle and I got up from the bed and I was running out of the labor room. My mom started shouting. I was like, oh, this girl, please. This is how the thing. I said, Mama, is this what you went through? You gave birth to 8 of us.
Wow.
I said, no. This is too painful. And before you know it, they held me back, and as God will have it, the baby came with a lot of pain, and you know, I had the baby.
Did you have tears?
I had tears. I had tears. Baby came out. And I prayed for a baby girl first, and immediately they showed me the sex of the baby. I became so satisfied. I said, hey, God, thank you, because I actually prayed for a girl, and
Okay,
God,
so you didn't know the sex before you went into labor?
No, I didn't.
Wow.
I
did
didn't.
You know your sex?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't. So the second experience, I was alone for my second child. I was alone in the house. I did all my work. In fact, I work in an establishment where they don't pay your salary at the end of the month. They pay
at the beginning of the second
month, and we needed to buy a lot of things. It was only my husband that was working. I was not working. We needed to buy a lot of things, even for the delivery, preparing for the delivery, and because they were delaying their salary, they had strike upon strike. So immediately he gave me that money that day. I rushed to the market. Luckily, I gave birth the following day.
Wow.
I went to the market. I was in the market from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I was just going around buying this, buying that. And one woman saw me. I was like, your baby's head is already down. Why are you here? I said, Mommy, leave that thing. I was not even feeling anything. When I got home, I prepared all that I brought from the market. Did this, washed everywhere, cleaned everywhere. As at this time, it was already 11 p.m. That means I was up from that time up to 11 p.m.
11 p.m.
And I just had one sign as if I was having menstrual pain. And I called my neighbor. She's a nurse.
Your body had already adjusted to the pain and all.
So I called her and I said, it's like I'm feeling somehow. She now came. She came with the hand gloves and checking. I said, don't worry, it's still a bit far. So I was feeling it. The thing will come, it will go, it will come, it will go. So finally, 6 a.m., we went to the hospital. When we got to the hospital, my husband forgot. Is it my husband now or me? I forgot the clinic card. I forgot the clinic card. So he came back home to pick the card. Before he came back, people were already congratulating him at the gate. That your wife has put to bed. I was like, is this thing this easy? Why did I have this other experience? So I had the two experiences. So I was telling people, if giving birth is like the way I had my second born, you want to be doing it every year because it was so sweet. Before the nurses came, I gave birth. I was like, God gave me both experiences.
Wow. We will go back on a short break, and when we come back, another guest will be joining us. We'll also be sharing our own delivery experiences. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.